In society, we like to put a lot of importance on personality in quotations. We all love to say that a person's looks don't matter and it's all about what's inside. But in actuality, that's not how the real world works. We as human beings, male or female, we judge people and we get our first impressions from them from the way they look, dress, and handle themselves. That's what we base our first impressions in our brain when we meet someone. It's only after we get to know the person that personality starts to hold any weight. If you fail to meet the look standards, I like to call it the first stage, then you cannot go to the personality stage. So this gives me the idea to talk about the mental impression that our faces do give to others when they look at us for the first time, also called physiognomy. I hope I pronounced it right. Anyways, this video will be split into two main parts like many others. The first part is about explaining what physiognomy is, and the second part is about getting in depth into physiognomy. If you want to support the channel and get your face evaluated by me with personalized look maxing advice, link will be down in the description. Without further ado, let's get this video started. So what is physiognomy? Physiognomy is a person's expressions or facial features, particularly when used to indicate a person's character. It is largely a pseudoscience that dates back to the ancient Greeks. However, it is not entirely false that humans make assumptions about other humans, character based on just their looks. Way back in around 500 BC, Pythagoras rejected an accepted student based on how gifted he thought they looked. Aristotle had written that round faces were courageous, broad faces were stupid, small faces were steadfast, and big-headed people were mean. Generally, physiognomy gained popularity in Europe around the 16th century. Many scientists, philosophers, and even physicians use physiognomy to gauge internal temperament. Giambattista del Porta, who was an Italian scholar that is often considered the father of physiognomy, played a huge part in describing appearance and how it affects character in Europe back in the 1600s. He boiled down substance to obtain their pure essence, which he applied to people's physical features and how it would reflect on their character. Del Porta's book De Humana Physiognomia was one of the key factors that spread physiognomy across Europe. In the book, you will find illustrations of animal heads next to human heads. Del Porta implied that people who looked like a certain animal would carry similar traits as the animal. One study looked at how facial features affect first impressions and personality. The study found that there were subtle yet significant results between ratings and individual personality traits. For instance, the researchers could judge how dominant and open a woman would be from their face. People will often treat you a certain way based on their snap judgment. For instance, they will be more likely to be kinder and help you if they think you have features that make you trustworthy. However, they may be wary or rude if you have aggressive features. So what makes someone look soft or aggressive? Let's dive even deeper. So let's start first with what makes a face look trustworthy. According to one study, people often want their partners to have a trustworthy face when looking for a long-term relationship. Psychologists have found some common features that can make a person look trustworthy, such as shallow nosocomial, pronounced cheekbones, eyebrows that sit higher at the center of the face, and a wide chin. And most of the time, having a trustworthy face for women is about being baby-faced, because baby-face features resemble youth and innocence, which often leads to looking more trustworthy. Baby faces often have features that were mentioned above, like high raised eyebrows. Some other features of a typical baby face include round cheeks, small chin, round big eyes, short small nose, and a big curved forehead. Another thing that is related to a trustworthy looking face is averageness. It's well known that average faces are perceived as more attractive, but it also helps build trust, contributing to the halo effect. One study notes that people tend to trust others with similar faces. In the study, the subjects were shown two faces to see which face they would be more likely to trust. Each subject was shown the face of an unknown person and a face that resembles their own face. When the subjects were shown faces similar to their own faces, researchers found they were more likely to trust that face. Therefore, having an average face could be an advantage. A person with average facial features depending on ethnicity will have more resemblance with those around them and potentially gain their trust. So next thing that is linked to how aggressive or trustworthy you are, and that's being the facial width to height ratio. Facial width to height ratio, or short FWHR, is a facial ratio that is derived from measuring the width of the face and dividing this measurement by the length of the midface. A study looked at how high FWHR could relate to leadership and dominant behavior. The study found that many of the world's influential leaders have high FWHRs. From popes to government officials, You may appear more aggressive if you have a high FWHR coupled with other aggressive physical traits. Perceived aggressive traits include broader chins, horizontally narrow eyes, a large nose, and prominent eyebrows. So you might look aggressive if you have aggressive features that are too overpowering. High FWHR, a wide angular jaw, rugged hollow cheekbones, prominent brow ridges, horizontally narrow almond eyes or hunter eyes, full dark straight eyebrows that sit close to the eyes, masculine nose and an overall short white face, and much more. And for the trustworthy features, I mentioned them all above earlier. This goes to show you how our facial features and the way they come together play a role in how others perceive us, and that leads to the way that they treat us or they expect us to treat them. Of course, there's much more to this. Each individual features can be broken down and further discussed, but I feel like that deserves its own video. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section. That's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. A like and subscribe would be highly appreciated. And like usual, catch you guys in the next one.